Hello everyone, this is our 7th lecture and this lecture is based on phase fault and earth fault relays and directional relays. In last lecture we have seen current graded scheme, time graded scheme and combination of it of overcurrent protective scheme. Okay, now in overcurrent protection of transmission and the protection against phase fault that do not involve ground is carried out by phase relay. Means for protection of transmission line, the fault which involves phases is called as phase relay, while the protection against fault which involves ground is called as earth fault relay or ground relays. Okay, the procedure of relay coordination is usually performed starting from the load end, also known as downstream end of the network, and progressing towards the source end, also known as upstream end. Setting rules for phase and ground relays. In overcurrent relay we have seen the setting is from 50% to 200% in steps of 25%. When I am telling phase relays, okay, that relay is called as overcurrent relay, while overcurrent relay which is using for ground fault is called as earth fault relay. Henceforth, when I am abbreviate overcurrent relay, that means it is used for phase fault. The setting rules for phase and ground relays, as I told, it is for phase relay it is from 50% to 200% in steps of 25%. For earth fault the setting is from 10% to 90% in steps of 10%. Okay, the setting of ground fault relay is always less than the phase fault. Why the setting of ground relays is always less than the overcurrent relay? Why the setting of earth fault relay is less than overcurrent relay? Because when fault flows through the ground, it involves tower footing resistance, fault resistance, ground resistance and zero sequence impedance. Because of that current is less. So setting of earth relay or setting of ground relay is less, as well as relay rating is also less than phase relays or overcurrent relays. While deciding plug setting of any relay with reference to other relay picks up varies from 105% to 130% of plug setting of the relay. Time dial setting of both relay is same, but time dial setting of the relay is selected in such a way that downstream relay located near the load achieves lowest possible time. As we move towards upstream relay located near source, the value of time dial setting progressively increases. Means at far end we have less setting, while at source end we have maximum setting. This also you know from the last lecture. Now this is about phase relays and ground relays. Okay, now how these two relays, overcurrent relay and earth fault relay, provides protection for feeders. If you consider three phases, R phase, Y phase, B phase, for three phases we can provide three overcurrent relay and one earth fault relay. That means these four relay will provide complete protection for all 10 types of shunt faults. Okay, but here we can see, can this problem be solved by two overcurrent relay and one earth fault relay? Here we'll see it. Okay, if we consider line to ground fault between R phase, Y phase, B phase, we'll consider this is our R phase, Y phase, B phase. If we consider fault line to ground fault at Y phase, definitely this relay will detect. Now if you consider double line fault in R and Y phase, double line fault in R and the current will flow like this. Okay, definitely it is flowing through this, so this relay will detect. If we consider double line fault in Y and B, whether we'll see, now we'll check whether it will detect or not. Definitely it is flowing through this relay, it will detect and circuit get completed. Now we'll check for double line to ground fault. We'll check this Y and B. Okay, fault, suppose double line to ground fault, so it will flow like this. Okay, Okay, then so this is also detecting earth fault relay, is detecting ground fault current. Also this is also detecting double two phase double line to ground fault. That means one overcurrent relay and one earth fault relay will give protection against double line to ground fault. Okay, so that means instead of using 3 overcurrent and 1 earth fault relay, we are using 2 overcurrent and 1 earth fault relay. When both overcurrent and earth fault protection are required using IDMT relay, it is usual to provide 2 phase instead of 3 phase relay with 1 earth fault relay from economic consideration. Instead of using 3, we are using 2. Okay, this is about protection of feeders using overcurrent and earth fault relay. Now we'll switch over to the directional relay. Earlier we have seen time grading, current graded. Okay, now this is applicable for overcurrent relay, which is used for radial feeder. But now what radial feeder, I think one student have asked me question, what is radial feeder? I told when generator is supplying its local load. Okay, it is supply from one end only. Okay, now when nowadays we are having ring main system, parallel feeder, so we are getting supply from the both end. In that case we are getting supply from both end. That means there is involvement of direction. So we'll see directional relay. In overcurrent we have only one parameter, one sensing parameter as a current, while in directional relay, as it involves direction, so the directional relay is a 2 input relay that receives line current and bus voltages. It compares direction of current with reference to the bus voltage by measuring phase angle between line current and bus voltage. As this involves 2 quantities, so definitely we will have 2 units. This upper one is called as directional unit or directional element. This is called as your overcurrent element or overcurrent unit. How this will operate? Here we are getting signals from PT. Upper magnet is getting signal from PT, while lower magnet of directional element getting signal from the CT. When this current exceeds the pickup value, when we'll get proper value of voltage from PT, this unit give trips. This unit trips means the circuit contacts get closed. If the circuit contact get closed, means this lower magnet circuit get complete. Okay, upper magnet of lower element is already getting supply from the CT. So as soon as this trips or as soon as this closes contacts of the lower unit, this lower unit gives tripping signal. This overcurrent element give tripping signal to the circuit breaker. That means this will initiate or this will check the direction. If direction is in tripping direction, then this relay will give tripping signal to the circuit breaker. That's how directional relay operates. A maximum torque is produced when current and voltage supplied by CCs and VCs are in phase. Hence, angle between current and voltage at which the relay develop maximum torque is defined as maximum torque angle. If directional relay V is voltage given to the VC of the directional relay, then IV lags voltage V by very large angle theta because of inductive nature of VC. The flux produced by IV is phi V. I is current given to current coil of directional relay, which set up flux phi I because of current I. If the angle, this I will call it as a maximum torque angle between these two fluxes phi B and phi I is 90, the relay produces maximum torque. Okay, this is V from potential transformer, this is I from the current coil or from the CT. Okay, because of this V will get phi V, because of I will get phi I. Okay, alpha is the angle between phi I and phi V. Okay, position of I for maximum torque. Maximum torque will occur when this angle is 90 degree. When this angle is 90 degree, that means alpha, that means theta plus tau is equal to 90 degree, then we are getting maximum torque. this equation you know. Operating torque is proportional to phi v into phi I into sine of alpha. Alpha is the angle between phi v and phi I. Okay, so it is this phi I is proportional to I and phi v is proportional to v. So this operating torque can be written as proportional to T operating is proportional to v into I into sine of alpha. From vector diagram it can be seen that theta plus tau is equal to 90 degree. This theta plus tau is equal to, you can say this is theta plus tau is equal to 90 degree. That means theta is equal to 90 minus tau, and alpha plus beta is equal to theta. Alpha plus beta is equal to theta, means alpha is equal to theta minus beta. So here we can put v into I into sine of theta minus beta. Alpha is theta minus beta. Then sine of this theta is 90 minus tau. Then sine of 90 minus tau plus beta. Then this sine of 90 minus tau plus beta is cos of tau plus beta. Cos of tau plus beta. From the phasor, the maximum torque angle is given by tau is equal to 90 minus theta. It is tau is 90 minus theta. Okay, if the angle tau plus beta is less than plus 90 and more than minus 90, the torque will be positive and overturn results in negative torque. In case of fault near the bus, voltage available on the PT secondaries is not enough to produce an operating torque in directional relay electromagnetic. This voltage value depends on the location of the fault on line from the relaying point. If relay location is near to the relay location is very near, the fault location is near to the relay location, definitely voltage V will not get sufficient voltage V to produce the torque. In that case, it will not operate. The minimum fault distance from the relay point for which the relay fails to operate is known as dead zone, and that zone is called as dead zone. From relay location to fault point, if distance is less, the relay is unable to locate that fault, so that zone is called as dead zone. The directional overcurrent relay operates only when magnitude of the current becomes higher than the set value of threshold and the current flows in its correct operating direction, forward direction. The torque developed in the directional overcurrent relay is maximum when tau is equal to minus beta. During fault, power factor angle is large, of the order of 80 degrees to 90 degrees depending upon the location of fault. As I told, location of fault plays an important role. Hence, the maximum torque tau is equal to 90 minus theta should be same order to achieve maximum torque in the relay during fault. Here, this is the directional relay characteristics. Operating region, this is blocking. This is directional relay characteristics. This is dead zone, where the relay will not detect that fault because the voltage is less. So that upper unit of directional relay will not operate. Thank you very much. This is all about your directional relay.